Hello citizens! In today's video I would like to talk about what is griefing, how it happens in Star Citizen, how it is different from Outlaw gameplay, and how CIG reacts to it. As always, if you like this video, sacrifice a like to the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more. And here's a shout out to our patrons for their support. If you would like to support the channel and the armory, joining the Patreon or my Discord server is the best way to go. So first, let's talk about the general definition of griefing. Griefing is a term used to describe when players in a multiplayer game use the game mechanics in unexpected ways to ruin the gameplay for other players for their own enjoyment. This can include using bugs and exploits and other workarounds to damage other players or the game itself. I think it's important to keep this basic definition in mind when trying to define griefing in Star Citizen, especially the part about using bugs and exploits. Then we also need to take into account the terms of service, community guidelines, and the posts about griefing made by the mods in the past. CIG seems to have taken a fairly passive approach to enforcing the rules, where rather than trying to build the detection system, they are relying on player reporting. Now, it is fairly difficult to define griefing for Star Citizen. Most MMOs have clearly set mechanics and locations for PvP gameplay, which makes defining rules a lot easier. Star Citizen has what many players call open PvP. This means that you can be attacked by anyone at any point outside of an armistice zone. And once armistice zones are reworked, it might even be possible for you to be attacked inside an armistice zone. The concept of open PvP makes creating community-based rules very difficult outside of the base definition of griefing. This can make it quite difficult for players to recognize what is griefing and what is legitimate illegal activity supported by the game. And a lot of players feel that illegal gameplay borders on griefing. I think that this feeling mostly arises from the fact that players have the impression that there is very little control over illegal gameplay in Star Citizen. But what is actually missing are key aspects and regulation of illegal gameplay. What I mean by regulation are the necessary in-game laws and legal gameplay along with long-term reputation, security zones, and responsive AI to player reputation. Ultimately, griefing is very difficult to detect because it uses legitimate mechanics in unexpected ways, meaning that enforcing rules requires user reporting and manual investigation in most cases. And the most sensible way to go about that is to stick to evidence like footage and server logs to prove what happened. In the end, I think it boils down to this. When you use bugs and exploits to damage another player or the game, that is griefing by definition, and that's what we should stay with. The rest will be solved by upcoming updates to the law system and reputation. The real question is, when will those updates happen? With that being said, that's it for tonight. What do you think? How do you define griefing? Should CIG do more to prevent it? Let me know in the comments, fly safe, and I will see you in the verse.